Hey, alright everybody, it's time to talk about Weekly Shonen Jump 2026, issue number 15. One Piece takes the cover this week to celebrate the live-action Season 2 coming out on Netflix on Tuesday, I think. So a day after this goes live. Very excited. I will more than likely do a video about it, so keep an eye out. I don't know if it'll be this week or not, but we'll see. Keep an eye out regardless. And the cover illustration is really cool. It's, I talked about last week how I expected it to be, a tie-in with the live action in some regard, and they went with the route of putting Chopper on, because I mean, he's the big talking point this season, so that makes a lot of sense. Really nice. He looks adorable. When his live action design was initially revealed, I remember being kinda underwhelmed. Like it's Chopper, like it's not really anything to talk about. And I saw that take pretty frequently. Like it's a good design. It looks like Chopper, but like it's just so what you'd expect that it's kind of, there's just nothing to say about it. But I think that's a good thing because yeah, there he is. That's Chopper. I still want to see how he looks in motion more. Saw it in the trailers, but I gotta see a full episode with this guy in the crew to really know that they did it right. Either way though, I'm really excited for season 2. I thought season 1 was a really good time, so this will be fun. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this issue. We are One Piece chapter 1176 with Pride. A pretty cool color spread. Not really spread. It's just there's a recreation of volume 12, the volume 12 cover. Can I reach it from here? No, I'm not reaching up there. But you know it. They did the same thing. They did a live action recreation of the same cover. I don't know why this one in particular. I guess just because it features the whole crew and it's just a nice pose. But this is an updated version of that illustration with the entire crew now. Pretty cool. Not a whole lot to say about it, but I like it. It's neat. It is funny though, the only characters that were given like new outfits were Nami and Robin. All the other ones are just in their Fishman Island costumes, except Frankie has his old hair instead of the really, really ugly buzz cut, which is nice. But yeah, they just dressed Robin and Nami differently. Sure, why not? Anyways, the chapter itself, I like the focus on the crew. We get like little moments for most of the members of the crew except Usopp, who, this should be an Usopp arc, and we haven't really gotten anything yet. But the arc's not over. Don't give up hope. Give Usopp something here. Come on, please. Let him use observation hockey for the second time. Come on. It's time. But Lilith is here again. I kind of forgot she was even on the island to begin with. I didn't really, but like it's been so long since she's done anything here that it's easy to forget. The double page spread-ish thing, the Oda's double page spread of 3 of the crew members, or 4 actually technically, because Sanji comes in also hitting the big snake guy. Pretty cool. I like that a lot. Just nice to see the team working together. And after that, it's just the whole thing, the revelation that if you kill the possessed giants, they'll just turn back to normal, which is a little goofy if you ask me. Why does it work like that? Like, this just seems like a really ineffective power. Like, okay, I can control people, take over their minds, or dunzo, but if you kill them, they also come back to life and regain their sanity. That sucks. That's an awful power. What a glaring flaw that is. And I honestly really liked that moment of Dory and Brogy cutting each other's heads off. It felt very like that's how these characters should go out. Because that's where we started with them. They were at conflict with each other for 100 years or something. And even though it's, not a real conflict anymore here, it's just a cool way to send off the characters, I thought. I mean, even when I read that, I was like, they're not dying. But it felt like it would be a good conclusion for the characters. I really like that scene of them taking each other out, going out on their own terms, even though they're, possessed. I really, really like that. But then they just come back, regrow their heads, and now they're like, all right, now we have to kill our own people. Oh, this sucks, but haha, let's go. I don't know. It didn't really work for me. What can you do? But hey, I mean, the next coming chapters will be cool. We get some giant action. See them rip each other's heads off, I guess. That'll be something. Someone Hertz Chapter 24, Mizudron. That was a cute chapter. I really like how they're not wasting any time. We're just immediately hanging out in the summer. There's no like dilly-dallying. We're back in it already. I love how pure this series is. Like just the fact that they get so flustered about holding hands through a costume, like accidentally. That is the most adorable thing in the world. I love it so much. It's just wonderful. Some funny jokes, laughed a little bit in this chapter, which is good because the jokes don't always land in this series just because of, I feel like it's a cultural barrier or a translation thing. But when they hit, there's some good ones. I really liked at the end where just the fact that they are suggested to be dating. Like the girl, I don't know her name, but she's also a listener of Munmid, but she just infers that they are dating, and she thinks that was sexual harassment for suggesting that. That was funny. Good stuff. I had a good time with this chapter. It was a lot of fun. I really liked seeing Mozuo in the mascot costume. That was really funny. Good stuff.
Get this man a gun.
Sakamoto Days Chapter 250, Splut. Interesting title. It's another Sakamoto Days chapter. You know, it's a lot of action and not a whole lot to talk about, but it is cool. Again, you'll find me saying this often. It is very cool action, very nice to look at. Awesome stuff. Always nice to see Osuragi in action because her fighting style is so unique and fun to look at. Never complain when she has a fight. The only thing I have to note is that I laughed very, very hard at this guy. It's just classic Sakamoto Days NPC behavior. This guy comes out of his apartment door while these two are fighting, and he's just like, keep it down, women and children should be quiet. And then his head gets cut clean off. Or not clean off, actually, cut in half, like through the nose as he's speaking. I love how nonchalant it is, and I love the look on his face as his head is coming off. It's very funny. I don't know why I like that so much, but that really got me. Yeah, just a cool action focused chapter. I'm excited to see this fight play out, although it is kind of killing me how this fight is already longer than Nagumo's fight. Maybe Nagumo's not done. Maybe Nagumo has more purpose left in the story. He'll get something else to do. We'll see. I don't know. I know I'm always talking about Nagumo. I'm sorry. I really like Nagumo. He's just cool. Ichi the Witch, Chapter 73, A Star Falls. Guys, Ichi the Witch is perhaps the best thing in the magazine right now. This arc has just been absolutely stellar. It is handled to perfection. Like, literally, every decision in writing that this arc has made, the arc didn't make the decision, but you know what I mean, has been flawless. Everything comes back around, everything works, everything makes sense, every character does something, every character shines. That's what's important. Discaris, this is a plotline that we, haven't touched on in a little while. The thing with Libro, her brother, being, shown to her as a zombie. Many people kind of wrote her off for this arc. They kind of thought, like, okay, that's her involvement here. She's going to deal with that, and she's done. No, she dealt with it. She sure did. She had to make the difficult decision to kill him again, which is very hard. But that only drove her resolve even further. Have this asshole shit-talking her, trying to make her feel like she did the wrong thing. But no, she knows she did the right thing. I absolutely love this chapter. I just thought this was so perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome of this. It's just, it makes so much sense. Like, it's not one of those things where you're so frustrated with the character, like, oh my god, like, I understand why you're having such a hard time with this, but you just gotta do it. Like, it's one of those moments where, like, yelling at the screen, like, just do it, come on, you got shit to do, you got a grander purpose. No, she knows that too. Like, she can see inside the minds of the readers. She's not letting that trope play out. She absolutely knows what she needs to do. She does it, and the payoff is incredible. This is such an amazing moment, and I'm so happy it was handled this way. Very impressive showcase of writing talents, I think, here. It's just, it's so perfect. It is so perfect. No complaints. Amazing chapter. Me and Roboco Chapter 272, Jujutsu Modulo and Roboco. Not Kaisen, I guess. The Kaisen couldn't make the cut. This is actually a really good chapter. These kind of like, end of series celebration chapters are always kind of a mixed bag. There's been some duds that just kind of feel like there's no point to this chapter. It's like barely even a joke. It's just saying lines from the series and expecting you to laugh. But this is actually kind of a good one. We have Roboco taking on the role of Maharaga and adapting to different things throughout the chapter. And well, okay, I was going to get right to the punchline, but I do actually along the way, I want to talk about the gorilla moment because Gorilla's the GOAT, obviously. It's this whole bit where he's like, all right, taking her on, me and Roboco, let's go, self-sacrificing move. We even get like a bit of narration like JJK, and then he gets destroyed and killed. Classic. But then the final punchline of this chapter is her adapting to the fact that Modulo ended and congratulating both mangaka on their success, not on the series ending. That's a good punchline. This chapter took us on a ride, but it landed. Roboco chapters don't always land. I would say that's kind of a consistent problem with the series, is the punchlines sometimes really work and other times there's like not even a punchline. This was really good. I actually laughed. I was like, okay, I see. You got me. So this was a good one. I'm pretty impressed by just the creativity and the concept of this for one of these kind of chapters. You know the ones, if you read Roboco at least. Shinobi Undercover Chapter 72. Let's go to the comms room. I really actually like this Yoichi character quite a bit. He's really entertaining. I loved this whole bit where he's giving Yorika a rating on his bore level. Gotta entertain him. Give him new knowledge because he's been locked down here for 10 years. There's some funny bits like Yorika tries to tell him like TVs are in color now, but bro, come on now. Then he says the Heisei era is over, and that blows his mind. He tries to guess what the current era is called, which is really fun. I don't know, I had a really good time. And then obviously the shrew finally drops and we get the fight starting. I don't know how this will go. I kind of want to see Yoichi like do a face turn and maybe come on board. I don't know. It feels like this is too much of a bit to actually go in a direction like that and like have this guy become an ally or join the team or something. I don't think he's that important. Even if he's not, for what it is, I think this is a really fun bit character that I had a good time reading. He's funny. Good stuff. Kagurabachi Chapter 114, Kunishige Rokuhira. Okay, so last week I failed to realize that this was a flashback. Part 2 is a flashback to the Seitei War, which is the war that happened before the series took place, that Chihiro's father crafted the swords for. I do know something about Kagurabachi lore. I'm not completely in the dark. I know the basic setup of the story, and I am able to follow it as it goes. I failed to recognize that we were in the past. Shiba just didn't look different enough. I do see it now. He definitely looks younger. And Kunishige just didn't look like a character that wasn't Chihiro in that last panel. Again, now that I know, I see it in that last panel of the last chapter, but I don't know. And just because I didn't remember the rock, I didn't remember any prior events that it spoke of, and the fact that the chapter opens with like saying 2 years later, I just got confused. I thought we were just 2 years after what we just saw, but no, we are in the past seeing the original Seitei War, how it started and how it goes. So now that I am aware of that, I'm going to give my thoughts on that because you might not like them, but I think this is a very bad decision, personally. So here's the thing. It depends on how long this is. If part 1 is anything to go by, this is being touted as part 2 of Kagurabachi. Going in the past, whole new cast except for Shiba. We're throwing Chihiro out the window. We got his dad now. If we get like a whole 100 chapters of that, which I don't think we will. I do not think part 2 will be that long. But if for some reason that is what happens, I'm not on board. I'm not even on board for 50 chapters of this, as of where I stand currently. So, as I was saying in a community post and in some comments last week, I really need to reread Kagurabachi so I can hopefully make myself care a little bit more about this, because right now, where I stand, reading the last chapter and this one, more so the last one with current context of it being the past, I'm going to be blunt, I don't care. I do not care about what I'm reading at all. This isn't something I ever needed to know or wanted to know. I don't really care about what happened in the Seitei War. And I thought Chihiro's dad, Kunishige, was perfectly fine as the character he was without getting any further elaboration, at least at this scale. If this was a small flashback that just brought us through time very quickly, like each chapter is like a set of years and we see little bits and pieces of the war, that's all I need. I do not need something this elaborate, and it already feels very elaborate just because of the pacing we're already going at. This is slow. This is the setup. We're getting character introductions as if they're brand new. It feels like I'm starting a whole new series, and I don't like that. If I cared more about the roots of the series and the lore, I probably would care. I haven't looked at a lot of feedback about this chapter or this revelation online. I am curious what like diehard fans think. I'm sure they're all over this, but personally, I am just not on board for this. I know it's going to be disappointing and frustrating, but it's on me. I need to reread. Maybe after I reread and really hone in on lore and start to care about things like this, maybe I will care. But at this given time, I don't have the time to reread the series. I am definitely bumping it up on my priority list. I really want to get that done. But for the time being, I am going to continue reading the series with my current mindset. And you're probably not going to like my opinions every week. I need to make that very clear. If you're like a Kagurabachi diehard on this channel, that's not what my channel is. I do love Kagurabachi. I have a great time with it, but I cover every single thing in this magazine, a hell of a lot more than Kagurabachi. So maybe go elsewhere if you're just here for Kagurabachi discussion, because you're not going to get what you want out of me talking about this part of the story at this time. In the future, after I reread, maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll be lore guy. Maybe I'll be all over this. But right now, no sir. You'll have to find this elsewhere because I don't got what you need. So yeah, my review of this chapter is plain and simple. I just don't care. I really don't. I can't find it in myself to care about what I'm reading currently. I'm reading it, I'm following it, I understand what's going on. I just don't really care. So yeah, that's my Kagurabachi discussion this week. Sorry. I know this is not what you want, but it's gotta be said. I need to set that expectation now. Alien Headbutt Chapter 5, Homecoming. Another banger chapter. This, listen, I'm not a wrestling guy, but is this a pile driver? I hope I'm right about that. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Help me out here. Regardless, it was awesome. And the page after with his hand up, it's covered in blood. Massive alien corpse behind him. Coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. This series is just so sick. I really like the loop so far. Like, we just had this big, awesome fight, and now we're gearing up to the next thing. We got some more intel. Okay, your sister worked here at this bathhouse. Probably there. Go check it out. There she is. New alien. Brand new alien. Another new design. It's got wings. Can't wait to see how he deals with this one. And if this is just the loop for the foreseeable future, like slowly get to his house and along the way we find new aliens, learning how to tackle them, take them down, and doing so, that'd be awesome. I also love the detail about how there might be like infighting on the aliens, or there's like a bunch of different species here that aren't exactly friendly with each other, and just the overarching mystery of like what is happening on this island. This is great. It's really, really, really good. I love the slow trickle of information and just the flow and loop of the story. It's fantastic. This is such a fun read. If you're not reading it yet, get on it, man. It's so fun. This series rules. Blue Box Chapter 233, it's on. Bringing Yusa back into the story proper. I know he's been around, but it's cool to bring him back on as like a proper threat. Like, okay, this is the final boss for Taiki. He's got to beat Yusa. I hope he does, because man, him saying, "What was your name again?" That pissed me off too. What a bastard. And then college dude, whose name I will never bother remembering because I really don't care. I gotta be honest. Being an asshole. Being like, I think your boyfriend's an idiot. He needs to just stop trying. He needs to give up. Let this be a high school thing. Don't go professional. Why bother? He sucks. He's mediocre. Why would you say that to the guy's girlfriend? What do you think she's gonna say? What the hell? This guy sucks. So I am once again wondering what his role is going to be, because I had a whole prediction last week. You can go back and watch that if you want. I don't think that's gonna be the case now. Is he just gonna be some asshole that's a naysayer and will be proven wrong in the end? Is that his whole purpose? He's just gonna like stubbornly be like, "Oh, this kid's stupid. He sucks." And then he's gonna like watch the final tournament and like protest, like, "Oh, this kid's gonna get his ass beat. Look at this," and then it'll get proven wrong. Is that like this whole character's purpose? I don't know. I really don't know. Whatever though. Beyond that, very cute chapter. I loved Taiki and Chinatsu's interactions afterwards, where it's kind of revealed they were both pissed off all day, and they don't really express that to each other, but it's just a funny little detail, and how Taiki's ready to take on Yusa. He wants to prove him wrong. Love that. Really, really good chapter, honestly. I just still have no idea what the purpose of this college character is. Really have no clue at all. Doesn't really matter though. Just go with the flow. Blue Box proves me wrong all the time, and I'm not even like doubting this plot line. I just don't get it right now. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, final chapter, A Bright Future. Series has come and gone. This was a great run. I had such a blast reading this series every week, but did it stick the landing? So I have complicated feelings about this because, yeah, I think this is a good ending. Like, I don't feel like it's bad by any means. It's not like unsatisfying. It leaves a little to be desired. We don't like fully explore every concept that I feel was set up, but we got enough out of it for my liking. I do like that we get this nice conversation with. But by the way, hold on. Before we get to the chapter, this color spread is awesome. I love just seeing all the characters in color all together. Every character that we've seen in this entire run, literally, even the shark guy. Very cool. Anyway, I like that we get this conversation between Yuji and Nobara. We get Yuji with the hood down finally. Get to see his cool hair. He actually does look a little older, so he must have aged a tad bit after the end of the JJK, maybe, or he just changed his hair. I don't know. It's a different art style plus a different hairstyle, so maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on itself. But that conversation was lovely, even though it confirmed that Megumi is dead. That was a bummer. That was very sad. I would have loved to have him here, but I respect the fact that he is dead. I think that's a good decision, sort of. I guess that's not the best way to put it, but it just makes the world feel more real. Because, like, yeah, I mean, not all three of them aren't going to be alive. There's just no way. It doesn't, life doesn't work like that. Life isn't that kind. So I like that it's just the two of them. Even though I wish Megumi was here, I very much respect the fact that Megumi is actually just gone. So that's the big highlight, that scene for me, that conversation, and the stuff with the kids, and the stuff with our main kids that we followed throughout the series is nice. It doesn't feel as final as I wanted it to, which is weird because it should feel more final than it is. We have a world full of promise now. Sorcerers are pretty much gone except the ones that already exist, so we just gotta ride it out, defend the world until all cursed energy's gone. It's a cool concept. I think it's a nice ending for pretty much all of JJK. This works as an ending for both its own story and JJK as a whole. And even the whole cycle, someday somebody might eat Yuji and start the whole Sukuna thing all over again, except it'll be a lot nicer version of Sukuna. Yeah, I don't know. It worked for me. It's just, it did leave a little to be desired. In hindsight now, I do think having sort of an anti-climax for the finale was a little odd. Like, we didn't get to finish Maharaga versus Dabra, which, you can argue that fight was probably never going to actually finish, because it's just, that fight was going to go on forever. I still would have liked to see them try to finish it though, but we got a good amount from it. We did get a whole normal fight with Maru versus Tsurugi. And I think, as just a thematic conclusion for JJK, I think this works. It's all about hope for the future, hope for the next generation, which is what, Gojo kind of passed down to Yuji, and now Yuji's passing on, well, arguably to himself still for another 300 years, but he is still helping now. He's bringing himself back into the fold. He's part of the equation. He's going to help these kids get to a point where they can do something, defend the world from the last bit of cursed spirits that will exist. That's nice. Pretty solid ending. Not perfect, but good enough for me. I'm satisfied with this series. I had a great time. I do wish it was a little longer. We could have fleshed some stuff out more. It is what it is. I assume we're going to get some bonus material in the final volume as well, so that'll be nice. It'll help flesh it out a little more. Great series, great run. I'm sad it's gone, but I'm happy to have said that I covered every single chapter. There's footage of me on the internet talking about every single chapter of this series. It's been a short journey, but a great one. Had an incredible time with this series. I hope this isn't the end of Gege's work. I'd love to see him write more. And same with Iwasaki. I would love to see this duo do more together, or maybe even, Gege could team up with another artist, do another kind of series. Anything. I would love to see more from Gege. He's a very talented writer when he wants to be. He's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but he does make some really, really good and compelling stuff. Awesome series. Great run.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of...
Under Doctor Chapter 7, What I Can Do on My Own. Okay, this was better. I did like this chapter quite a bit, even though it wasn't about doctoring, but yada yada, whatever. You've heard it a million times, even though there's only 7 chapters. So Shuli is now the disciple of Haiji, which is a cool decision. I could see this being cool. I don't think Shuli is that is right. That's Shuli. I don't think Shuli is a compelling enough character for me to be like, hell yeah, let's go. But I'm on board. I'll see what he can do. And at least there was no fighting in this. It's just a simple story about a kid trying to endear Haiji to him, so he'll teach him how to become a doctor from scratch, which is insane, but whatever. I'm sure it'll work out. Guess he's a smart kid. I'm into the idea. This was fun. That was cute. Had no fighting, which is a huge relief to me, even though there was no doctoring either. I'm down and happy to just see it be chill. We're chilling right now. Witch Watch Chapter 239, Bone Crisis Part 8. Actually a surprisingly good chapter. It wasn't amazing the whole way through or anything, but I'm glad to be back with Morihito. First of all, he's been pretty absent for the Bone Crisis thus far, but having this be his moment where, he's watching the situation unfold, he's like, you know what, man, I need to do something. And so he decides to undo the spell that, makes you invisible and just goes to town on this guy, and that's sick as hell. I love his realization of him saying out loud, He is the most emotional one out of all of them. Despite his outward-facing appearance, his persona that he gives to the world, on the inside, he cares about all of his friends more than any of them. He's like their dad. He's the dad of the group. He will die for any one of them, especially Nico, but I mean, loves all of them. And to see the situation unfold, he can't sit back and watch it happen. He's gotta step in, no matter what his task at hand is. And I think that's awesome. This was a really cool moment for Morihito, and I'm glad we got it. This Bone Crisis stuff, if this is the final arc or conflict, whatever, it's turning out to be really great. Honestly, I'm having a great time. It's giving all the characters a lot of time to shine. It hasn't been perfect. There's a few duds along the way, but I'm starting to pick up what it's putting down. I understand where we're going and what the end goal here is, where we're getting final, satisfying character arcs for all of the characters, which is really cool. Really good stuff. The series is definitely winning me over again as of late, even though I wasn't like lost on it. I just wasn't feeling it as much as I was before, but I'm getting back on board. Kinato's Magic Chapter 6, The Passionate and the Conspicuous. Okay, this was alright. We have, these new characters we were introduced at the end of the last chapter. Now Kinato's immediately on a mission with them. The girl doesn't do anything. Her whole gimmick is that she's shy. That's kind of it right now. And also strong. The shy, strong girl. Sure, whatever. So I don't really have anything to say about either of these two. They're pretty tropey and not super interesting. But what I do like is seeing Kinato's role in action. I like that our main character is more of like a support mage. I think that's a fun idea. I know he will fight. He does have the fighting abilities, like he can move the ball or whatever around, and that's cool. But it seems like his primary function and role will be to buff his allies, which I think is a really interesting idea. And even though after the kind of mess of last chapter, disappointing mess of last chapter, I'm still like on board. I want to see where this goes. I'm very interested in this concept, but this chapter didn't really do a lot to enforce that, except at the end. Again, that is a cool moment of him buffing the two of them. Along the way to get to that final moment, there's really nothing to talk about. It's just nothing conversation, nothing character. That kid character we got here is a really bad design in my opinion. Barely looks like a kid. It's just like a really squished down adult. It's just, the proportions are really, really weird. Not a bad chapter, just not particularly good either. Akane-banashi Chapter 197, A Proud Airhead. This is awesome. Okay, I'm skipping right to the good stuff. I'm sorry. There was some good conversation and whatnot build up in the early half, but come on, I gotta skip to the end. So Akane and Kaisei are gonna perform together as kind of like a prelude to their battle that's gonna happen. This is gonna be sick. I'm so excited about this. And I love the way it's brought on. Like, they just force this on Akane. It's like, oh, you're surprise guest, Akane. And they're like, well, okay, this was a mistake. You don't really have to do this. But she's like, no, hell no, I'll do it. But I'm bringing Kaisei with me. If you can surprise pick somebody, I can too. It's just so like her. This is so funny and fun. Dude, I can't wait. I love how on board he is for it too, but just for his own reasons. Like, as I said before, this is like a prelude to their war, as he calls it, in his eyes. This is so cool. The only thing I have to note that really distracted me, I know this will be fixed in the volume release 100%. This kind of stuff happens all the time. So in the final page, it's very obvious if you just have been paying attention to Akane's design at all. The dress is just not the same. It is, but it isn't. The webbing part on like the chest, that's just gone. There's just nothing there now. That really distracted me, because like the whole chapter I noticed the webbing really stands out, and then you get to that last page and there's just like there's two straps now which weren't there before and no webbing. I don't know if that's intentional. Is it? I feel like it's a drawing mistake, like an art mistake, but whatever. Regardless, really good chapter. I love this. I'm so excited for more. Obviously the slam dunk's gonna be next week, but it's cool to see the layup, and it's a really good layup too. Hima-Ten Chapter 81, Whole Effort Honoka. Okay, so wasn't really feeling this one. It was more low-key, just focus on Honoka, making moves. It's that thing where the series is on a fast track now, so it's gotta be done. But like, not really working for me. Again, Honoka's been my least favorite for the entire series, so it is what it is. And we all know it's gonna end in like failure anyway, according to the narration guy. I know I mention that all the time, but it's really stuck in my head. Like, I just can't wait to see how this goes wrong. But yeah, just kind of a little chapter to get us along to that point, even though we know he's not confessing for another month. It's just, this is gonna be a weird era. We're focusing in on my least favorite character, so I can't say I'm too excited about it. We'll see though. Maybe it'll surprise me, I guess.
What are you doing, step bro?
Anyways, Exorcist chapter 136, Moonlit Guidepost. Admittedly, not the worst chapter in the world. The conversation here with Gakuro and Geka, however you say it, not half bad. I kind of like how it's framed with like them playing some soccer-like game with each other while talking. It's fun. I didn't hate this at all. It does lead to Gakuro getting yet another form, which... Does anybody keep track of these? Like how many he has? Does anybody know the difference between them? Because they all kind of seem to do the same thing. They just kind of look different. And you know, not a bad form. He doesn't have a mouth in this form, seemingly, which is strange. It's cool. I've liked other forms better. This is kind of like a more lean form. Not as exciting to look at, but it's neat, I suppose. Like one highlight of the series is usually Gakuro's transformation designs. They look kind of cool, but not a big highlight, admittedly. But you know, for what it was, this chapter really wasn't that bad. It was fine. I didn't mind it. It didn't really do anything offensive this time. It was a shonen battle manga chapter. You know how it goes. Fine enough. I'll take what I can get with this series. Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi chapter 83, Bring on the Demons. This is what I'm talking about. Last chapter I wasn't super feeling this Hitsugi fight, but now I am all on board. This is awesome. I love when this series resorts to just straight duking it out, fisticuffs. It's so rad. Usually it's Kiyoshi, but I like here that it's Sosuke or Hitsugi, whichever name you call him by. It's like you know, Kiyoshi's rubbing off on him. Like he's starting to see his ways. He's like getting down to his level. It's so cool. Or getting up to his level, however you want to view that. And that line says, "Why won't you go down? Grit." That's so badass. Far from the first time something like that has been said. I think that's actually like a famous Luffy line, if I'm not mistaken, or something. Guts, I think. It says it's guts rather than grit, but same kind of deal. I love this. It seriously just feels like it is like literally told to us, but he's being inspired by Kiyoshi, and that's so beautiful, honestly. What a cool thing. Loved all this. Love that headbutt. I love how his face like contorts after the headbutt. That is so good. This was great stuff. This was very good compared to last chapter. I thought so sick. This mangaka is just such a master at drawing things like this, like really down and dirty brawling. It's definitely his calling. Like he's incredibly good at doing this. And it's cool to see it come from another character this time because he's inspired by our main character. That's what you love to see. That's how you know the MC is doing his job, if he starts inspiring his comrades. Classic shonen battle stuff done to perfection. Really good chapter. Here we're going Demon Lord Call It Quits, chapter 16, The Hero Meets the Demon Lord. You know, it's getting really exhausting having the same bottom three every single week. This is just sad, man. And this series is really feeling it. Obviously, this will be the last to go just because of sequential release order. All three of these are gonna go. They're gonna drop like flies back to back every week, starting probably next week. I assume Gonron Egg will end next week, probably. Yeah, this series is in crunch time. It's starting its end stuff. We're looping back around. We got the grandpa and the dad coming back in, the other heroes, and now we're doing like a little flashback on the first hero, which my God, do I not care about. But I guess it's like mildly interesting. I do want to see where it goes, so I guess I can't say I don't care, because I actually am a little curious to see like what the Demon Lord was like back then, because it does seem to be sort of sympathetic, which is interesting. So I'll hear it out, but you know, I'll try my best to care about it. It is interesting, so I'll give it that. It's just it's this series, man. You know, it's always death has been looming over this series' shoulder from the beginning. Same with the Mage Next Door and Gonron Egg. But I just happen to like Mage Next Door quite a bit, so I don't really feel it as much on that one. We'll see how it goes, though. I'll keep an open mind. Maybe it'll blow me away in its final chapters. You never know. Mage Next Door, Chapter 17, Return. Well, you know, more than anything, this chapter just kind of makes me sad. We have the setup of this main villain, I think is Doroi. I don't know. Kind of a cool design, but, you know, they're doing their best to make this guy seem as interesting as they possibly can, which is to say not very. He is sort of okay, I guess. He's neat looking. And then, yeah, we just kind of spend the rest of the chapter preparing Hosoegawa and Yobuko to take on the final threat, which, you know, if Gonron Egg is going to last 19 chapters, I assume this better do it as well. So we'll get 2 chapters to wrap up a fight. Probably both chapters will be a fight. Hopefully Yobuko and Hosoegawa both get cool moments, and then we just end off. Again, this all just makes me very sad because I really got attached to this one. I don't know, it's just endearing. It's a fun time, totally harmless. Why does this one have to get the shaft, man? Why? The other two, I get it, man. I get it. This one, man, it almost feels like they just wanted to say, like, yeah, we canceled a whole batch because we're sick as hell and awesome, and it's cutthroat. Competition's tight here. You look at what happened to this batch, guys. I know that's not how they really think, but it's just like, what the hell, man? Why? Why'd we have to do this? What a damn shame. Whatever. Let's see what it's got. You know, maybe we'll have a really cool finale at least. Like, you know, Ping Pong Peril, another series I really enjoyed, had a cool finale. So at least we can get that to look forward to. I hope.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Gonron Egg Chapter 18, Dragon's Breath. Ooh, boy, that one was rough, man. Jeez. The art was just not arting. Like, it just looked like chicken scratch, really, the whole way through. Again, I feel bad for this mangaka, but geez, man, you could put a little effort in. They're not really leaving us with a good first impression. It's just very hastily thrown together, final conflict set up. We're done next week. There's no way this is going beyond 19 chapters. I'm shocked it's even making it out of the U19 club. Actually ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know, just a bunch of nonsense. There's really nothing for me to even comment on. This chapter was really bad, I thought. There was like nothing to latch onto, really not entertaining or gripping in any meaningful way. Just pictures drawn poorly on my screen is all I got out of this chapter. Oof, man, that's tough. That's tough. Everybody, that's gonna do it for Weekly Shonen Jump 2026, issue number 15. This was a pretty solid issue. Again, not as heavy hitting as prior weeks, but we're in kind of the downswing period. We'll get on the upward trajectory at some point, but there were still a lot of great chapters. But of course, as usual, one chapter stood out above them all, and this week, the chapter of the week goes to Ichi the Witch, chapter 73, A Star Falls. Sorry to do it again, but I had to. This was a fantastic chapter, and it just reaffirmed my love for this series so much. I just love Ichi the Witch, man. It's so perfect. Just to briefly show off something cool I got, I recently went to my local Kinokuniya and got the exclusive Volume 1 cover variant of Ichi the Witch. Just, it's so surreal to finally have like this manga in my hands. I do have the standard one as well up there, right next to Blue Box. I don't know if you can tell, it's the red one. But I had to get the special edition one too. It also comes with a little like art card thing in the back. I haven't opened this yet, but I will soon enough. I'll probably put the art card on my cork board or something. It looks kind of thick, maybe not. I'll figure out something to do with it, but had to get this. Super cool. I love this series, man. It's just so good. All right, next week, Sakamoto Days is taking the cover. That'll be cool. Sakamoto Days usually has really nice looking covers. I do wonder if it'll be Fat Sakamoto or Skinny Sakamoto. I'm betting Fat because he's been fat recently. He's still fat right now, so get my boy Fat Sakamoto on the cover. One last ride. It'll probably be Sakamoto's last cover if I had to guess, but maybe not. He might get one more. We'll see. And yeah, we'll also be running with a smaller lineup than usual because, I mean, we're almost certainly ending with Gonron Egg next week, and we do not currently have a new batch announced. So, like, we're at least running with 19 chapters or 19 series next week, but we could be seeing an 18 series run in the magazine. But we gotta be getting a new batch soon because, again, that whole last batch, Gonron Egg to Hero Grown Demon Lord, all 3 of those are getting axed week by week coming up soon. So, like, they gotta have some stuff lined up to replace them because we can't be running with, like, 17 or 16 series. That's just ridiculous. But we'll see. I'm down for whatever they decide. I mean, if we do get a really short magazine coming up, I guess, sure, why not, man? I'll take it. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this issue. Let me know your chapter of the week, your least favorite chapter of the week, or anything else you want to tell me about from this issue. Remember, you can also become a channel member at now 3 tiers. If you want to watch a little, explanation on how my channel memberships work, you can check out an update video I just put out earlier last week, or I guess later last week, for full details. But there is a new tier at 99 cents. I'm not going to give this whole spiel every week, don't worry, but This 99-cent tier is called Nice Prison Visitor. It'll get you just early access to new videos. Your name won't go in the credits, none of that. Just you'll only get early access to new videos. So it's just a cheaper option if you want videos early. But watch that video for more details if you'd like. And then there's still the Nice Prisoner tier, which gets you early access to new videos and your name put in the credits. And also now a exclusive monthly series called Nice Prison Roll Call, where I talk about the channel, my life, various things, what I'm reading, yada yada. Again, check out that update video if you want more details. And the Super Nice Prisoner tier gets you all of those things, as well as your name read out loud right now. So thank you to DJ Tengen, Hexen Enzerduden, Milu Kitty, Braden Farrell, Halfpipe, Rafker, The Cosmer 64, Cosmic, Key to the Skies, Iliadis, Noobs Rock, and Dan. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy, guys.